Morning, everybody. Is there anybody there? Do say hello. Hi, Enzo. Hi, Tim. I noticed that Ecam is 192 for a year. Are there any other options? I have no idea, but it's an absolute bargain for what you get. It does everything. It'll do your vertical videos. You'll be able to record your content. You'll be able to go live. It's, for me, it is. I mean, there's YouTube, but Ecamm interfacing, all of that is the platform. So whenever you watch my content videos, I'm totally using Ecamm. So it's really good. As I was saying yesterday, when you're recording stuff, there's like I have a pause button. So if you're talking to the camera and then you lose thought, rather than kind of restarting, you can just pause, get your thoughts, unpause, and re-record. It's almost like you're editing yourself at the same time. Plus then there's all of sort of foot switch stuff you get. So I have like a foot switch down here, flick about with that on my feet. You get the stream deck, so you can have scenes set up there. Yeah, it's really good, very good. So I don't think, apart from OBS, which is free, open source, you can, but Ecamm's the one. I have Pro. I tell you, that kind of app is what I need because it's been holding me back for a while with my videos sounding subpar. I mean, the sound thing is different. So, sound-wise, you probably notice I use headphones, right? And that's simply because I don't use the speakers. So I have two. So when you're doing it that way, there'll be other ways that I have two audio interfaces. I have one audio interface that is the broadcasting interface. So I just have a smaller PreSonus, and then I have a monitoring interface, which is the Quantum 2. So that's like Thunderbolt and really fast round trip. So there's very little latency off that. So I get a quick latency. So when I plug my headphones in, I have to hear my voice because it's weird talking to the camera when you just hear your voice in your head and then it's muffled in the room. It's really off-putting. I just can't do it. So I wear the headphones. Whereas Thomas has like Thomas's setup's really good because he plays out of his speakers. Just I stream early in the morning, so I just it kind of makes sense to do it that way. It'd be nice enough to have headphones and just have my hair down. That would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I just called the today's session mess about session because it's a mess about because yesterday I just Monday morning got up and just pumped out tons of stuff. Taught like loads of different like licks and things. It did have a theme, didn't it? We were doing transition stuff, but really good. And I managed to get quite a bit of practice done. I'm trying to remember what I did though yesterday. So obviously I did my transition stuff, which was very, very good. But there was other things which I can't remember, which I do want to share. I'll remember when I pick my guitar up. Yeah, but as I say, you're going to be pro Enzo, aren't you? Which reminds me, talking about going pro, I've got to mention the coaching again. So anybody interested in music coaching, do get in contact. It's $237, 2 hours of my time every week. You're in a group of 4, and you'll make absolutely tons of music because I'll just sort you out. How about that? But I will do a stream where I go into it in more detail at some point. So you see, it's like a funny one, Ecam, because I mean, to be totally transparent, I don't pay that money. Like they let me have a pro account. But if you think about it, if you're doing this kind of thing, that's your connection to the outside world. So it's got to be right, hasn't it? So it's like very difficult to kind of put money on, and then when it's also the means in which you make your content, then yeah. So for me, it's I mean, if you're just kind of dipping into the world of video, then maybe it's worth just going standard and then into pro and building up. Because one thing's for sure is this streaming game, when I look back at my older videos to like where it is now, it's a long game, it's a long haul. It's not going to be, I mean, obviously some people just set it up and it looks amazing, but you'd probably find that they just come from a TV background and media and just know what they're doing. But other than that, yeah, it's just little steps all the way, isn't it? It's like what Mr. Beast says. It's just like you're looking for 1% improvement as you go. So I mean, looking back, I mean, like now I just like get up and I do a stream, and it doesn't bother me. But previously, it was just hard work because A, you're trying to get the whole thing to look good. B, you're trying to work on yourself, and it's like you're doing everything. Everything needs tweaking. But the skills you learn are brilliant. Right, well, your audio interface is going to be good, but you might need another one. I'm sticking to the shorts because they're just quick and easy, and it's like quite a fun thing to do. Like this week, I'm running an experiment. I'm doing just like the really like dirty lo-fi shorts where it's just done with my selfie camera, and I get in front of it and then I start playing over some backing tracks. That's what I'm doing because those in the past have done better than the proper kind of like videoed ones. So I'm just doing a run of those because it's really quick and I can keep things going. So I put one up yesterday. And I mean, I looked where the peak times were and I put it up, but it didn't perform as well as I thought it would do. I mean, it might pick up later, but there's more to come. But I do like shorts. I get like a few subscribers out of it. I mean, at some point as I'm doing the shorts, I'll probably then move into more kind of content, really. I think one of the things with me that's interesting is like I come from really, in terms of doing stuff publicly, really I come from, as far as like the internet age is concerned, like really I come from a background of being an electronic producer and music coach, which is great because those skills are totally invaluable. But I've moved into guitar, so it feels a bit weird because like when I originally did my channel, right, it was all, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? But it was about electronic music, and now it's guitar. I can't do the two things at once. Well, I can because I do the two things, but I don't feel I want to do the two things at the minute on the stream because I'm so into guitar at the minute. I just don't know, like it's hard to describe, but at the minute There's an absolute fire inside of me, and there's like lots of things I want to do. There's no shortage of ideas, and I spend a lot of time on guitar, and there's still not enough time to do what I want to do. And it's a really interesting place to be because I'm just trying to grab at anything that's going to give me the edge on trying to get me to what it is that I'm trying to do. And when you're in that kind of state, it's a great sort of state to be in because that's when you're going to learn. That's when you're going to experience massive amounts of improvement, and also feel the ditches when you fall into them. You know, it's like I can't play, and I've done all this time. It's really weird. Some guy. I bought my first electronic wind instrument. It's Bluetooth and has an app with a bunch of sounds. Interesting. It's interesting, like how you can just convert like wind into MIDI. Hi Tyler, how are you doing? We have an institute in Orlando here that teaches us all about video called Full Sail. All right, then. I've heard of that. Video and sound. You've worked with some graduates at Full Sail. It's tough doing both, isn't it? I feel the same. I'm in full guitar mode. I used to play 8 to 16 hours a day, and I want to get back to that. I think 16 hours would be too much. And then it's down to like what you're doing that's constructive as well. I think what's interesting is going to college. I mean, there's pluses because I've obviously done the college university route. Mind you, it was a bit different for me because I didn't do an undergraduate program. I was too advanced, right? I just went straight onto a master's. So, like here in England, you have your A levels, which is just a continuous thing from your school subjects, right? And then you do your degree, don't you? Which is that's where you start you're picking a subject that you're going to specialize and probably get a job in. And then your master's is like basically specializing in a fractal of that job. And then your PhD is like then the doctorate is then looking at a fractal of your practice and then expanding on that, isn't it? That has to be some sort of unique research, right? Well, I missed the university, the graduate bit, and I went straight into a master's program. So doing that, I wasn't really like taught a lot. I was just monitored, exploring my own practice, which was great. But then, it's like college courses and stuff like that. You're going to be fed a lot of information that's not like totally relevant, where, that's going to prepare you for the industry, working on equipment, that you're not necessarily going to be using. So you might learn a bit. But is it not better just to kind of research it yourself and to start doing? That's what I think. And specializing, because at the end of the day, as I always say, the world needs things that are unique, right? Not sort of churning the same industry standard. And I just think if I'd gone away to like TV school, it would have made things a lot. I would have had to have done that before I even got to this. Whereas to get to this, I just started doing it. Went, oh, that doesn't look right. When I get some more money, I'll do this, or I need these resources, or I'll do something, and then it creates a problem. This is the whole coaching thing. And then I go, oh, great, I've got a problem. I'll come up with a solution. You try that solution and it works. And that's how you move forward, But, oh, there you go. My degree was in popular music and jazz. I have to pay bills more, so now. And like, universities are like, they're expensive, aren't they? Did I enter Shed Collab? What's the Shred collab? I didn't enter my own McRocklin and Hutch competition. I don't do competitions really. Oh, gave it a miss. I don't need to be in the competition. So, no. Like, the problem with competition, right, is obviously they've taken a creative model and then standardized it their own way. So I'm not that into it. Having said that, obviously it's the McRocklin Hutch competition. But I mean, we're like completely random. We're just like, this time it's like, just do anything. Just do anything. That's what we should have called it. Just do anything competition. I think the only limitations were that you got to use a guitar. You get it for sure, and it would grow my channel, would it? I was lucky to be featured in one of the videos. Still can't believe it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's really awesome. So, I wonder which video. I'll have to watch that. So what would I search for? Just Jardines. In this guitar. Tell you what. A couple of things I have to do. One. Got to get my foot switch sorted. So last night I had a list of things I wanted to do on things I needed to tweak for my stream. Right. Bit more volume in my headphones. Oh, too much. Right. Been working on my entry. Really hope you like it. I'm sure it'd be amazing, Sean. Sorry for not saying hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. I'm usually multitasking when I'm on. There we go. Right. 20. I'll check it out, Tyler. Straight after the stream. Just, yeah, I really want to see that. All right. Yeah, so like one of the things I keep forgetting to do is with my live Logic, you have to keep deselecting it from the MIDI input on Ableton, or it doesn't work. But it works now. So Bit of a warmer up there. Oh, look, there's I did an entry for Sprint Box, but it didn't make the cut. There are many people better. I think at the end of the day, it's being judged, isn't it? And they're going to have their own biases, so it's very difficult. It doesn't mean it was better or worse. Yo, smart Alec. I haven't noticed you on here for a bit. Yeah, I haven't noticed you on here for a while. Smart. Be good to see you. How are you doing? I'll tell you what's a hard lick to play. That pentatonic thing I was doing. That's a proper nightmare. This thing here. Oops. Oh, that's it. That was the one I did. And you can take it further. But it's a real. Great Jam Tim. Great Jam Tim. Do you know you might want to consider doing some backing tracks for guitar play-alongs on YouTube? Maybe a new channel. No, I mean I've done like 100. I don't know. There was 400 in total tracks for Dreamstream, and I've done. I don't know how many were uploaded. 219. So I don't know. The next thing I'm doing is the McRocklin Hutch album, which I need to start. Saying that, there's probably enough ideas. There's enough stuff that I've wrote to get it going. You see, I'm not. I think the thing with me is I probably have a slightly different outlook to a lot of musicians. I mean, I was going to say I'm lucky enough, but I like to think it's skill. That actually I'm in like an okay, like comfortable position with what I do, because I have like, you know, a really good job, and there's obviously the McRocklin Hutch stuff. So I don't have the same sort of like massive financial pressures that you would have looming over yourself that may kind of push you into directions that you don't like necessarily, that, you know, you don't want to do, but then you have to do them. So I don't do that. I mean, with me, I only do the things basically that I want to do, that I'm really, really interested in. And I think that's important. You know, you only get one life, and I know that like when you do that, that's where you get the most growth. So at the minute, that's why I'm sitting here doing the guitar. And I can luxuriate in it. It's not like, oh well, I was producing and I was making my money out of that. I can just like sort of like not do that in the public eye, and then suddenly start getting the guitar out. You know, I can just quickly change like that. It's okay, because I just want to like experience music the way that I want to experience it, and I don't want to have to necessarily compromise myself. So there are backing tracks there. So when backing tracks have gone up on the channel, it's been simply because I've made something and then people have requested it, and I thought, oh well, I'll just quickly finish it and put it up there. To retire eventually, yeah. You see, I've been sensible. I've got all of that sorted. I'm all right. I'm like, you know, I mean, it was an awful time, the pandemic. It was horrible. And basically, I felt I was going to my death some days. But I mean, like, I must have been one of the only musician with a job. I mean, it didn't, like, I was on the front line. Face to face with patients in a room. I look back and I think, I don't know how I actually mentally survived that. It was, like, so stressful at times. Because I was still 6 days a week and just wearing a mask every day for like 7 hours, sometimes 10 hours, was just awful. But necessary. Yeah, so there was because I remember it was because I remember watching it on television in the staff room with everybody else going, oh, look at that, it's really bad in Italy. Oh, like, yeah, that's not good. And then the first sort of positive, somebody had a temperature, and then it was like, oh, it's happening now. And then it was like, quick, get the masks. And then, like, we had the masks on, and then I thought, right, okay, this isn't too bad. And then I went to a ward where there was, the next day, I was on a ward where they had several confirmed outbreaks, and it was like, right, here we go. And actually, I had a choice. So, like, oh, you can go if you want. And I was like, no, I want to be like everybody else. I want to go on the wards and do what I've got to do. And with that decision, I put the mask on, apron. This is rock and roll, isn't it? And then at the time, we're wearing gloves because we're like, all right, yeah, wear gloves. No, wash your hands was the best way to do it, but we ended up with gloves. So there's a while where you're wearing gloves, and then I'm playing guitar with the gloves on. And I had an acoustic guitar, and I had to, sorry if this is boring, I remember, like, every time I did anything, everything used to have to be, like, disinfected, clean everything. And then, like, I was just trashing guitars because they were just, like, collapsing acoustic guitars and stuff. All my studio gear survived, though. But yeah, it was honestly. And I went through all of that, and I didn't actually get COVID for about 18 months, and then eventually I got it, and luckily I didn't have any symptoms. So, yeah. Anyway, slight diversion. Okay, so we're here. I did say it was a bit of a mess about session. Who wants to learn what? Any ideas? Any questions with what we're doing? Anything you want to learn? Otherwise, I'll just show you something that I think you should know. Yeah, it was rough. For 5 days. Oof. Do you own guitars? Do you own? Yeah, of course I do. I own this setup. So yeah, this is all sort of my thing, isn't it? I don't work for anybody, just myself. I'm McRocklin Hutch, which is my band. Which reminds me, anybody who we've got 5 likes, please give me some likes. And if you're new on here, Keel, do subscribe to the channel. That would be amazing. Sorry, no. I mean, do you change your strings, or do you own neck relief and intonation? No, I don't. I go to it. Well, I change my strings. That I don't mind doing, and I go to, and I have a guitar tech. So I just now and then take a guitar, and he does it, all the intonation and stuff like that. I'm probably due one actually on this. All the others have been done. tell you what, we'll do. Here's a nice, easy lick to learn, but probably really hard to play. But we'll kick things off because I like showing people stuff at these days. So this is like a little, I don't know what you'd call it. I suppose it's an arpeggio. With an 11, an add 11. So I pick from the wrist, but when I transition through the strings, there's an arm movement. So what I don't do is have. Let's get this a bit. Yeah, that's a really good question. That. Can we see there? Yeah. So what I don't do is kind of do this with the arm, because then obviously the angle of the pick changes. So the arm goes like a robot arm up and down the strings, and then I pick from the wrist. But the picking wrist feels supported, and I think this is probably due to the planting and displacement I use. So again, not to bore everybody, that's just a method in which I keep the pick close to the strings. Okay. So this lick, right, usually ascending. It's quite hard going back, so there we go. I have to warm up to do that. So there's another list to practice that. But basically, the way this goes is, if we're in E minor, okay, we've got that shape, like pentatonic, innit? So we've got root, third, and fourth or 11th. And then we've got our fifth, okay, and then it repeats. Takes you by surprise, the descending bit, if you haven't practiced it. So basically the way the picking works on this is we've got down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. And you can the guard with it if you want. But it's a nice handy little thing you can transition into things with. But there's like different variations of that. So obviously I like playing the ninth quite a lot. So what I tend to do there, we can do a similar thing, but it's starting on D, and we've got this. Again, we can economy pick it. So this one, we're going 1, 3, 4, or you could go 1, 3, 2, whatever you prefer. I would suggest being able to do both because it puts you in different sort of situations you need it. So we've got 1, 2, 4. First finger comes up and we'll do a little bar. And we've got 1, 1, 2, 4. Jump up again to the 10th fret. So I'll tell you what, I'll just run that loop. And you can hear it. get this cranked up. So that's one. Next one. Okay. Now you might want to do legato on this, so that's all doable. And what I do is I'll do hybrid. So if I know I'm going to continuously go up something, the way that I'll do this is I'll pick the first two strings. So down, down, up, hybrid. And then it's pick, hybrid. Oops. And we've got a couple of positions we can play this one in. So that's your lick for today. But there was, talking about, because I'm always like learning stuff, right? So yesterday was about kind of doing the transition shapes, which I'm still working on. Because the thing is like building it into your playing, isn't it? And the way to do that's to jam. But then I got, there was that jazz book, Lines, and I was looking through that. And then what was it I was interested in? Oh, yeah. There was just a passage on chromaticism, and I just came up with one. There was like it's all in notation, there's no tablature. I can't remember who it was, Pat Marino or something like that. One of his just like chromatic, one of the things that he'll do chromatically, which is painfully simple. Like what he'll do is just run down from the third of the note. So if I'm in E minor G, and do that. Which I thought, oh, that's quite cool. And then I put it in with an arpeggio. So it's just remembering to do that slide. You can slide 6 notes. So I quite like that. That's quite good. See if it works. So I thought that was quite a cool little chromatic thing where if you can find out where to put it. Yeah, so I've done a gig, and that was done just a laptop. It was me and Thomas did a live gig, and literally, what we did was we just took a laptop and both out and 2 live Logics, and like everything just handed the sound guy. That was the backing and the guitars. A stereo pair, and that was it. We're the easiest band to like mix ever. So everything was pre-mixed. All of our guitar sounds were there, and sounded really good. No complaints. I mean, there's no need to like carry an amp for me anyway. I can see why people like them, you know, because they are awesome things, aren't they, to have in your room and play through. It's an experience, isn't it? But with me, I just tend to want to do stuff and not have like the miver or the faffing with like other things that take up room. So it just makes sense. So And I think, like, you know, I mean, I absolutely love nunchuck. For those of you not seen it, this is it here. So this is like my favorite thing. In fact, actually, one of my additional things was that works. See the wide on and off. So I thought, oh, it'd be a good idea, like when I'm soloing, like maybe it's not having the wide on all the time, because if I put it on, I want it on all the time. But then you can do like question answer phrases, can't you? So you can play. And go wide. So it's great. I mean, I love having the wide on. Yeah, it's easy. So I've got basically everything on here. I've got my breakup. Just like a regular guitar thing, you know? I can't remember what's on here. So yeah, you can get really nice clean tones out of this. So my live looper is only recording one guitar at the minute. It's quiet. um, so there is one thing I've been working on, right, which is quite tricky. I think it is anyway. So like this particular lick for ages has been absolutely doing my head in wanting to do it. So I see players like Nick Johnson doing it, Rick Graham, and it's like a kind of triplet feel, but not. So you see like Greg Howe doing this loads. Chon, I've heard Chon do it. Oh, hold on. That's a good one. But you probably what's really hard about this is there's hammers on from nowhere, and you don't really. But it's amongst like hybrid picking, and it's like really frustrating. So that's it. So the way you do this is E minor. And you can either hybrid it or pick it to start off with. So we'll do hybrid. And then the hybrid. Or if you want to pick it. And then you've got to just move that across the strings. So, hybrid, then pick. But rather than going diatonically this way, we'll go across. Pick, pick. Then you can go across the strings. You get a cool little effect going with it. All right. Who's here? All right. Ah, there's Omar. Omar, how are you doing? All right, Omar. Omar, I'll be seeing you next week. I think next week. Is it next week? Or yes. Or is it this week? I can't remember. It's this week or next week. It's one of the weeks, isn't it? But good to see you. Hi, Brian. And that reminds me, anybody here who isn't subscribed, do subscribe and do a like. So later this week, there we go. Looking forward to it. Brilliant. So, is there anybody interested in that lick? Because I'm just randomly going, oh, there's like this, I'm working on this, and then only half-arsed showing people things. But for me, I found that hard. So I mean doing lots of hard things. That was one thing I practiced yesterday, as well as my transitions. What else did I... That's really hard as well. Let's get that going. It just gets ridiculously hard there. Oh dear. Right, I'll not do any more because I don't want to lose anybody. Brian, what you been up to? How's the guitar playing going? I mean, basically that horrendous lick that I was playing there, it was it's like a chordal thing. Getting the separation of notes, that's the thing. And then this is the difficult bit. Yeah. Okay, so today I practiced yesterday, second string hybrid exercise, cool. Pentatonic connections are happening, brilliant. Over a drone, excellent. Yeah, using static stuff's really handy, you know. Now, what I've been doing, so when I think about it, yesterday was like a lifetime in guitar, because I was doing all that stuff for you, the transition stuff. Then I set myself some goals to do, and then, as you can see, ended up doing a bit of the transitioning and then mission creeping into other areas, which is fine, because it's what you're interested in. And as I always say, you're going to find the most kind of growth there. So there was the triplet, there was the transitions. There was this. Okay, it's cutting half of it off. And then there was the chordal thing. So today's micro practice will be this. And then getting this clean. So that's what that'll be. And then I came across that little chromatic thing. What was the other thing? There was something else. It'll come to me. Oh, come on, brain. No, it's gone. It'll come back though. Ah, that was it. How could I forget? Right. So here's a question. Who here has done sidestepping? And I'm not talking about dance moves, right? Who here has done sidestepping? As in, basic thing would be taking a pentatonic and then playing it a semitone up or a semitone down. Are there any sidesteppers? It's a jazz concept. I want to know if there's any confident sidesteppers. I've been doing them over a drone. Cool. That's a jazz concept. Only by accident. It's usually in a... Is it? It's usually in a passing phrase. Alright, Enzo. If you can give me more detail, I want to try it out now. Because what I want to know is... Will it work over rock? I have to think of a riff. I do like my bluesy rock riff, so... Come on, here we go. Something like that, maybe. All right. So, perfectly normal phrase. Whoops. What do I reckon? Pat Metheny has some very sick sidestepping phrases. Oh, right. Any recommended listening to hear this? Right. Any sidestepping resources? What do you think? Do you think this is something I should have a look into? I wonder how it works with my more shreddy stuff. Right. Did I get away with it there? It sounds so good. It does, doesn't it? If you like, it's really, it's on the edge, isn't it? You either sound totally clueless, or it's like, whoa, what's that? Whoops. Sidestep there. See, that doesn't work. I've lost the plot now. Yes. So Brian thinks it sounds good. That's good. I'm liking it. Right, yeah. So it was kind of it was more the moving like a semitone down, a semitone up with things is what I was really interested in. Listen to his live improvisation stuff. Yeah, I'll look into that. So yes, I mean you could what do you mean that didn't work? What do you mean that didn't work? What was the approach that was less successful than the others? Yes, I stayed. A, the rhythmic concept wasn't strong enough. B, I stepped outside for too long. That's what it was, Brian. I was acutely aware of what was wrong. So yeah, it's like touch and go. But I'm only just starting really to do it today officially. This is my first proper sidestepping routine here. But I've just stumbled on it, and I remember, I don't know, somebody saying, "Oh, well, if you just want to play outside of the key, just play everything a pentatonic scale, a semitone up." Right? It didn't say semitone down either, and nobody explained about rhythmic concepts of using it, or the fact that like the human ear likes something to latch on a sequence, and therefore when you do like things like sidestepping, it sounds more intentional. I mean, it's meant to sound wrong and challenging, but it's also meant to sound like intentional, isn't it? So the interesting thing here, if we look at the Venn diagram of like being in tune, being completely wrong, there's the center bit, which is the bit that says intentional. So it's kind of just getting the slider right, isn't it? That's the thing. And this is definitely something I want to put in my playing, because I think it's really, really cool. And when I hear like little bits, I think, oh, that's pretty good. I like it. But I think it's just like it just seems to be a progression to all of this, doesn't it? So like we had little bits of chromaticism, and then we'll have the enclosions, and like now it's like, right, okay, going to now play outside the key, so how do you do that? And I'm sort of like never was interested in that, but now for some reason I am. Any more sidestepping advice? Hi, Perplexity, how are you doing? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Of course, Frank and Barley steps holds up, but do check out Pat, because he's very underrated. My wife hates it when I start playing that way. She always thinks I'm missing notes. Well, never mind. Perhaps it's a good idea to descend in a sidestep and then recover by ascending in an intentional key or phrase. All right, then. That's sort of like, I was ascending, wasn't I? And then descending in the sidestep. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Yeah, like that. That's quite nice. I'll figure it out. I'll have it sorted by the end of today. Wrong note, Jazz. Yeah, you just got to play them twice, haven't you? I've had people are coming here on the first time like, what is this? But I think there's loads in sidestepping, and I'll have more information on this today. I know that because I'm really, really keen. I've done it now on the stream, so it's where to start. Okay, where to start? Because I need good examples of licks that I can analyze, and then I can start kind of modeling that into what I'm doing. But it works great with rock. And I suppose chromatic stuff like that's pretty cool. Oops. Scott Henderson, Mike Stern. Right, now we're getting some Michael Brecker. Oh, I think I need a guitarist though. Michael Brecker's amazing. But it's that sound, isn't it? It's really cool. I can hear it like on the edge in what I'm playing. So I'm definitely going to get a bit of that chromaticism going. But I think a lot of it's just like the ear training, isn't it? Great examples, yeah. But it's training my ear to hear it. you know. Sorry, I'll stop doing that. Yeah, so some great Scott Henson, Mike Stern. I'm familiar with those guys. Yeah, I just want to hear it. Like just even a little sprinkle in my playing would be good, wouldn't it? A little bit of sidestepping fairy dust would be really good. See, I'm going to be thinking about that all day. So, right now, the Brecker brothers, yeah. I remember listening to Michael Brecker years and years ago. Somebody suggested it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is awesome! How do you ever do that?" And I just didn't know where to start. But then I wanted to rock, so I wasn't sort of really wanting to do the jazz thing. I mean, I'm still rock. It's just like I'm pulling stuff in that interests me and trying to get it to work in whatever I'm doing, you know. Coffee time, I think. So tomorrow, tribal. What's tribal tech? That's a genre of dance music. That's not going to have any sidestepping in it. That's like That's like a genre of 90s dance music. Right. I'll just take a photo of that. I will forget. Boom. Right, I'll do that. Cab 2 and right, and I'll report back tomorrow. South of everywhere. All right, okay. Yeah. Right. Then I'll definitely remember. Right. Okay. So. Please do, and you're welcome. Maybe not as much for the sidestepping, but musical bliss. All right then, cool. They'll have loads of, like, you know. I bet it was the first thing Tony did. You go, all right, I'm going to be fusion. What do I need to do? Right. Okay. Play a pentatonic scale. Yeah. Yeah, I'll check him out, Brian, definitely. Excellent. So, some direction for today. So, tomorrow I'll be on here, probably with some more sidestepping nonsense. And at some point I need to start, like, actually writing some music. So, probably do that Thursday and Friday. We'll do another guitar session tomorrow. if there's anything anybody wants to particularly look at tomorrow, because I really like the idea, right, of doing experiments on here, like doing the sidestepping and just messing about. I find it highly motivating. And I just can't wait now to get to work and look at all the opportunities in the day where I can just mince about. Mince about with sidestepping. Can anyone recommend shred guitarists? So many fast players are endorsed by Ibanez. I don't know. Thanks, Enzo. That's it. Tomorrow is sidestepping laboratory. That's what I'll call it. So I want everybody to think about sidestepping today. So whatever you're doing, sidestepping. When you're picking that guitar up, sidestepping. When you're on YouTube, type in sidestepping. Everything you do in the library, go to the book, look for, ask the librarian, where's the sidestepping? Everything's sidestepping today. And we've all got to be experts by tomorrow. I used to play Ibanez. Lou Pros. Who's Lou Pros? Is he a sidestepper or is that a guitar? All right. Cool. Well, oh, press stage right now. Cool. Excellent. So I'm going to be heading off for my walk in about a minute or so. So thanks, everybody. Do give a like to the channel. If you haven't been on here before, do subscribe, get the notifications, because I'm always on here doing some sort of weird experiment on a guitar or on some electronic thing or other. Other than that, anybody who's wanting one-to-one coaching, there is some availability, and anybody who is wanting a guitar lesson, there's a tiny bit of availability. And coaching, there is some spaces in the coaching groups as well. As far as the coaching group's concerned, basically, if you're stuck making music and you need to make music, you need to finish music, you want to become prolific at it, and you want to have a constant stream of music being released, then this is a great place to start. I can sort that out for you. Hi, Josh. Don't worry, I'm on tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to be doing sidestepping. So I've got to come up with like as much knowledge as I can on sidestepping today. That's really going to get me motivated. Because it'd be awful if I turn up tomorrow and go, I have no further forward. So I've got 24 hours now. You'll have to, sidestepping it's basically a way of playing outside of the key. So basically, basic form of it is to take a pentatonic scale, say you're in E minor, and then you're going to mix your E minor with your F major, F minor pentatonic, or you can mix it with the E flat. That's what we're doing. Oh, there, Omar's giving me a like. Yay, thanks, Omar. Have a great day. Yeah, so if everybody watches sidestepping, I'll be watching it. We'll all research it. And basically, the clock's ticking. We've got 24 hours from now to be absolute sidestepping experts by tomorrow. How about that? There's a challenge for everybody. And let's see where it leads us. Right, well, there's a possible one. We're going to bring all this information together. Right, Josh, and remember, sidestepping. We've got to look at sidestepping, and I want everybody to participate. Because I want to be able to do it by Friday, like really well. All right then. See you all tomorrow. Bye.